welcome back, Arckellon. I have been thinking about this game since leaving it. It's definitely a one that's stayed on my mind. It's so unique. I've not played anything like it. If there's personally a game that you've played that you feel this is similar to, please do let me know. I'd be fascinated to know perhaps what this is based off, if there's a genre of game which this has really came from, but either way it just seems to be super unique, so I'm really enjoying it. Something really fresh and new. So without further ado, let us jump back in and continue. So in the first episode we managed to build a campfire, and now we are going to look to expand upon that. If I can. I don't really know if I've got any sort of resources to do so. So let's have a look. So if I go to build. Right, okay, so this makes things a bit clearer. When we did the last run, every lap that we were doing, we were picking up resources. The harder it got, the more resources that we were picking up. Now, it wasn't really clear if I was getting enough resources. However, as it turns out, it looks as though we do have enough resources for a field kitchen. Now, something that's interesting about this is it didn't actually flash up saying you should run away now, which in the tutorial it said it'll tell you when is the best time to retreat. So perhaps that's because the herbalist's hut or the smithy are the better options, but either way, we can now afford the field kitchen, so I am going to go ahead and build it. And I'm going to go and build it on neither side because I've just misclicked. Let's try that again. I'm going to go for the left side. So now we've got that there. So, I hope you don't mind me just reading through these paragraphs. Again, your feedback is greatly appreciated, so please do let me know if the reading through the paragraphs and all that sort of thing is working with you as well. So let's move on. Do you know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. Well, to be fair, that's true. What? Were you waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a hearth, a couple of knives, a bucket of potatoes, 3 onions and some ham. Nothing special. Everything is very simple. But give me a few minutes and everyone in this camp will be running through out to me, following the tasty smell of a good stew. Well, let's take his word for it, and hopefully we will find that his stew lives up to the name. I wonder if his name is Stuart. Please don't leave the video because of that, I do apologise. So let's have another look at build. We have nothing else we can buy. Statistics, don't really need to worry about that too much just now. So let's jump in and do another expedition and see how we get on. Now, I don't think we keep weapons. So there's a bit of a roguelite mechanic where you run around. I'm not sure if there's stuff that we keep. Perhaps we gain more knowledge. Perhaps there is artifacts or something like that we keep. There's certainly some sort of, I don't know if this is a deck of cards. I personally don't think there's a need for Oblivion, so if I click that and then add in Blood Grove even, that should, I think, cover that. So I'm not sure if there's a maximum or a minimum to the amount of cards that you should be having within your deck at a single time, but what's the amount that's being presented? Anyway, I think, to be honest, we're at a stage where we're so early on in the card building process, there's no real clear this is what you need to be doing with your cards at this moment in time. So I think we should just continue winging it for now and seeing where that ends up. So let's go ahead and hit start. And that gives us our lap that we're now running around. We don't tend to have much problems at the beginning. What was the better shield? Oh, that one. Again, it'd be nice to have a shield that... Oh, sorry, a button that auto-equips, or that might actually exist, but that's yet to be found. So we'll just continue killing the easier monsters. We'll start building up the surrounding areas, so we'll place the rock out here. There's plenty of space to expand upon into. Kill these basic slimes. And I'm interested to see if perhaps the character levels up, or something along them sort of lines. You know, I don't think that's an unrealistic expectation. Let's play some cards after this slime, and then that'll at least allow us to have some tougher enemies to go against. Oh, and we've also got a sword to equip. It's the better of the two. Is that better than that? That's the same. Right, so... Meadows. No, I've not seen a treasury before. This is a new one to me. So the thick walls guarded all kinds of riches from thievery of previous owners and previous owners. Gives a random resource after placing anything on an adjacent tile. Can build adjacent to anything. Interesting. That sounds like a very good card to have. And a one that I'm definitely going to be utilising a lot of. And there are a lot of adjacent squares up here. So I'm going to go ahead and place that here. Place it here. Okay, so cemetery. In fact, I probably should have placed that closer to the road, but never mind. We have a grove. There, spy cocoon. I shall place. There's camp. Place that just after camp. And battlefield. So it smells of blood and steel, spawns a chest at the start of each loop. Enemies on adjacent tiles can become ghosts. Interesting. To be honest, I'm quite keen to see what... If there's like a negative thing that it does, I want to see what that negative thing is, so I'm more than happy to test it and really see how that works out. So, let's continue. Keep advancing down the path. Right, so this is where I'm going to start putting stuff next to this treasury that we had before. So gives random resources after placing anything on the adjacent tile. So it's giving us resources because we're placing stuff next to it, which is great news. I think that's okay, so let's continue. Oh, we've got a chest there. Don't know if it's like a mimic style chest or if it's just a chest that we can open, but I'm sure we're about to find out. Right. So that's got an orange background. I think that means that it's a read the ring. And unfortunately that ring slot doesn't seem to be available to me, so not much I can do with that, but I can put that shield there. 3, 5, 4, 6. Let's change that. And let's continue to build around. Yeah, I don't know why I build the meadows in the middle of this. I don't know if there's any benefit to that. Heals 2 HP at the start of each day. I think a day is when you go around the full circle, from what I've picked up from the initial gameplay. However, that may be wrong. However, we will find out, I suppose, soon enough. Let's pause it. So, another mountain. Let's get a cemetery just down here. We've got rock. Rock. And then just continue this round. Around this corner with plenty of stuff that goes on. I'm still yet to work out if there is a mob that drops better or worse gear. I think vampires perhaps may have been the one that produced the best stuff so far. Just noticed the fact I've got a really good axe there, which I will definitely equip. That ring, attack speed, vampirism. I wonder what that means. Again, something else that I'm probably gonna want to see if I can work out what that does. So let's go ahead and equip it and see what happens. Okay, so let's place some more rocks. Oh, so we've just got a lot of stuff there. I'm gonna go and hang on, it's just the beacon. Now the beacon, 40% movement speed within its range, 20% attack speed for all units. Now there are quite a lot of units that'll be within that space. But the 40% movement speed, I don't think the speed of me really matters too much from what I've seen so far. That might be completely wrong, but I'm going to place it down here for now. I want to see if there is a benefit to me moving quicker. I think this is the better time to test it right at the start rather than further down the line when it could make a much bigger difference. We're also going to go ahead and equip that, because that's clearly much better than what we're equipping, and that as well. Don't know if you can destroy any of this. Can I just sort of drag it out? Nope. Right, so we'll continue around. There's my beacon, so that should speed me up a little bit. And here are... Oh, so we've got another opportunity to speak to these goblins, so I think we've already met. Stop. Where did these goblins come from? I don't remember remembering you. We remembered ourselves. Now, give us all you've got. You've got no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in this world first, and then you can do anything you want. Goblin must rob. No other order in the world. Fair enough. Guess I don't have any valid objection here. Oh wait, I do have one. How about... And then we're gonna kick some butt. So... It's strange how these creatures appeared here on their own. Maybe it means everything is actually not so bad, and that the world is trying to restore itself. Or that even the apocalypse isn't enough to get rid of some pests. I am noticing inventory management is quite tough. I don't get a lot of space. I do have this, which I'd quite like to equip. I've not really got much use for the other stuff, but I don't really know what to be doing with it. And I keep forgetting about all of this stuff as well. I'm going to start just building the meadows up here. Meadows probably could just be built on the outskirts that have no real benefit to the gameplay. I think you're probably meant to be spreading out the monster stuff as well. From what I've seen, I think I've just been clumping it together and not really been given that much thought, but in hindsight, clumping it together means you're fighting more at once, losing more health. So spread it out as much as you can. That seems to be the more logical option. So let's continue. So it smells of blood and steel. Spawns chest at the start of each loop. Oh, right. Okie dokie. I think that's what I had built earlier. Yeah, so this will give me a second chest. So let's go ahead and build that here. I really want to see what the ghost thing is. Does that make them harder? Does that mean that I can't hit them? Let's find out as we continue our loop. So I've noticed that I am still picking up items, and I'm assuming it's replacing the lesser items. So let's equip that. And let's continue around. I'm still yet to encounter the vampire building. So we have a grove, generous leaves, a crack of a dry branch in the building of being watched. Spawns a rat wolf every 2 days. The wolf can move to an adjacent town. Now that's a mimic, because the mimics bite, and that one's definitely biting, so hopefully it'll still drop some good loot though. Yeah, we got some good loot. Definitely looks like the longer you go, the higher that number is next to the loot item, so the higher the item score is. That's the impression I'm getting. Right, so we've had a chance to bash our way through that. Let's have a look and compare. I think that's worth it, to be honest, because that's given us magic damage as well. And I believe that's worth it as well. The rest is quite low numbers, so let's not worry about that too much. Here's our first vampire mansion. I'm going to put that here because this might turn them into ghosts, and if that makes them easier to manage, then all the better. So we'll see what happens. And let's put another beacon up here, just to speed me up a little bit. Mountains, we've got a lovely mountain range up here. Okay, so a grove. We're gonna pop a grove here. Spiker Grove. Let's pop another grove here. And, ooh, a Blood Grove. A living forest preys on wounded occupants of adjacent tiles, may spawn something dreadful from their remains. Can be placed near a forest adjacent to the road. Its roots devour enemies that have less than 15% HP left. Well, what's the benefit in placing that? I don't really get it. Does that produce something that then gives me something much better? I think that's what I perhaps need to solve. But let's just continue for now. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Oh, so we've got a level 5 ring there. It's not great though. But I don't know if by not equipping it, I'm then not going to get a level 6 ring. So that might be one we need to keep an eye on. Got another rock, which I'll place at the top momentarily. Let's pop it up here. Oh, got another chest. Good stuff. Here's the vampire. So he's not a ghost this time. At least I don't think he was. We also have another vampire mansion, which I'm going to place this side. I'm going to pop the spider cocoon over here. And just leave the Blood Grove over there. Oh, what's this? Oh no, that's much better. Let's get that equipped. Definitely look at it, the further you go, the better stuff you get. And it does ramp up quite a nice bit, so no complaints from that perspective. Okay, so let's see how we manage against these lovely goblins, who are actually doing a lot better than before. But alas, I was still able to best them. Let's look at that. Counter 9%. Regen per sec 1.2. I'm going to equip that. That sounds better. Level 5 ring. Again, counter 11%. Better than what I'm getting from that. So I'm going to continue with that. Let's go. Oh, hang on. It's a little bit too late. I'm going to place the mountains after this. I need to keep an eye on the cards because I keep forgetting. And I know in the settings you can have it so it auto pauses at each round, but for now we'll just continue as is. I don't want that just to be although at the same time it would be quite funny having just a big vampire strip down here. Let's do that. This is the vampire strip. The red blood district. So continue to journey around. Right, treasury. The thick walls guards all kinds of riches and from thieves and previous owners. Gives a random resource placing anything on a rig. Ooh, so this is what I got before, but all the way up here. So let's pop that maybe like down here, perhaps. Or maybe here, where things are going to be adjacent to it. Or here. There's a lot more squares here. Let's go for that. That makes sense. And we've got another big end. Oh! I'm attacking things again. Big end. Let's pop that. Medals. Oh! Got another chest. Let's go for that. Right, spiders, we'll quickly take these down. Easy work. Right, every time I try and pause, something kicks off. And I'm going to be completely honest, I'm still not entirely sure what this game is. Like, I'm just going in loops, hoping I'm going to get some sort of idea as to what's going on. I know I'm getting better stuff, but I need to know what am I working towards? What's the big bonuses I'm going to get? And I'm going to assume them bonuses are going to come from the buildings that I build when I take the resources back. And obviously you have to gamble as to when you choose to go back with the resources. So yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum, but we shall proceed. That's got a great evasion rating. There's that vampirism thing again. I'm just not quite sure what it is. That literally doubles my counter for that, so let's put that there. Seems rather valuable. You can see there I'm countering attacks, which is good to see. That's a really, really rubbish thing. And away he goes. Let's pause it and pop Dwayne up here. Meadows over here. We've got a spider thing. We'll put here. Another Dwayne. We'll put here. Got 2 blood growths. I really don't know what they are. Sorry, what the benefit of them are. Perhaps it'll become clear. And I'll feel daft if I've perhaps been in a position where I should be placing them, but I've not been. But I'm still yet to see that. Okay, road lantern. A small spot of light in this grim world decreases the maximum number of monsters on adjacent tiles. The effect of lanterns can stack. Well, it's a good job I've put loads of vampires here. That's quite fortunate. And let's go ahead and put a grove right there. So we've got a biker grove there, we've got a road lantern here. Let's just keep going around. I've just got an inkling that the stuff on this blood grove might correlate to the nifty gear, which I'm semi-tempted to see if it is something that I should be getting, but we'll see. I've got another chest for now. Let's see what I get from the chest. Again, much better, so let's get that equipped. The shield is... got a good counter. Vampirism's okay as well. Put the Spencer down a bit. No, I'm gonna leave it. Right, cool. What's the... No. Okay, so Mountain Dew. Let's get this up here. Cemetery. Spawn to skeleton every 3 days. Pop you. Yeah, things are not as easy to happen like that. Let's get a crow. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and place these. Ooh, I did just get a resource straight away for placing that. Maybe what it's getting is giving me something good rather than something bad. Maybe that's what it is. After all this time, I could have been getting good stuff from the remains, and it's there to help me, not to hinder me. Some more brains. Inspired. spider cocoon. Treasury, lovely. That's what I like to see. Let's kill this slime first. Pause. Right. Treasury, you're going right about. Deary me, where are you going to go? Because you need to have as many adjacents as you possibly can. You're gonna go there. Then we're gonna build a mountain around it. That's what's gonna happen. What's battlefield again? Battlefield's good. Let's pop the battlefield there. And let's pop the spider cocoon right there. So it definitely fills up to the point where we've got lots of enemies going on. However, my gear is remaining pretty top notch. I've just got something here which might be worthwhile. Equipping? I actually think it is, so I shall do so. Let's pop a rock down here. And a grove. Here, I think it's literally going to hit a point where I'm going to be every single turn fighting something. I don't really know how much further the game needs to push me. I'm doing okay, but I mean, my health isn't perfect. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Take down these baddies. There's another mountain to add to my collection. Got that there. The meadows are up here. Ooh, that gave me lots of stuff. So meadow, rock, and just go again. And there's the camp. It still wants me to go. I'm a bit confused as to when the right time is to stop. I've got a lot of stuff. But it said in the tutorial that this flashes when it's the right time to stop. That's a good half an hour I've been battling on for now, so... I'm a little confused. I've got the Blood Grove and a Vampire, so not great card. I'm now getting some sort of spiked ring, which doesn't sound great. Although the counter, I think, is actually helping me, so I don't want to really take that away. Let's have a look. So, you keep 60% of all resources found. But look at all the stuff that I lose, though, on the right-hand side. Unless... Let's stay and wait until I get... I actually think there's an option. Automatically pause at the end of the loop. Right, that's what we're going to do. I think that's what I'm doing wrong. It just automatically goes past that loop point, and I'm about to hit stranger danger here, and anything could happen. That's a good weapon. I mean, that's pretty good armor as well. Who knows? That could work out quite nicely. I don't recall setting a difficulty for this either. I think it was just a set difficulty from the start. Right, hold up. I've got a lot of things to place here. Rock, meadow, rock, mountain. Oh, lovely. Loads of stuff there. Right, let's keep these rocks up here company, and let's get another beacon. Mountain, go here. Road landing. let's get one of these here. Let's get those go. Yeah, the mansion we will get here because that's after camp, and I am now. Oh no, not there. Right, let's go. This is getting dangerously close to being death now, isn't it? That counter build, I think I'm relying on that counter so much at the moment. Pause that. Let's get some more medals going. Oh, what's going on here? Uh-oh. Oh dear, I don't think that's good news. I think Captain Sonder's got a bit of a problem on his hands, but we're about to find out once we get to that point. So for now, let's just bravely try and get round. Oh, I don't even think I'm gonna make it today. Nah. Well, it was a valiant 30%. Is that it? Retreat. Well, I'm alive, but how? Thanks to us, a small group dragged you here. It wasn't easy. How could I fight off all them monsters? They nearly killed me. That's also interesting. Many of them vanished right before our eyes. Some we managed to avoid, but I think most of the beasts were gone before we even left the camp. I think your trips are deeply connected to your memories, my friend. Everything falls apart as soon as you're unconscious. Right. Let's have a quick look at build. Unfortunately, that was a no-go in terms of progress, but we will give that another go in the next episode. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to episode 2. I hope that has been enjoyable. I'm certainly finding this very intriguing, and I'm finding that once the penny does drop and I understand what I'm meant to be doing, there's probably quite a lot of fun to be had. As I said earlier, the reviews have suggested that many hours can be put into this game, so I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what that correlates to. But as always, I do appreciate you guys being here on this journey with me. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you've not already done so. That really does help the channel. Also a comment. I know a lot of YouTubers tend to say comment on videos, but the comments really do help as well. But the reason I actually want you to comment is because I would love to see the feedback that you guys want to give. Anything constructive or whatever that you want to pass on, ultimately that's what we're going to be shaping the channel with. We're brand new, we want to get started on the right foot, so your comments are absolutely valuable to us. So please do let us know what you think, good or bad, and that'll just really help us shape this going forward. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.